What up, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Today is going to be a really exciting day of poker and tournaments because there's a chance that there are 3 bracelet events going on right now, and there's a chance we actually play all 3. It's pretty windy right now, so I'm gonna keep this quick and short, but today we're playing an $800 deep stack. There's also a $1,000 online bracelet event that we can multi-table and play at the same time. So maybe if any interesting spots that we try to run deep in that, then I'll include it in this vlog. There's also a ring event going on online as well that's running right now. And if we bust that $800 live tournament that we're gonna play right now and register into, we're gonna buy in for about like 30, 40 big blinds. There's also a second bracelet event that's starting later this afternoon. It's a 5K 8 max, and we're certainly gonna hop in there as well. Smaller prize pool, better chance to win. Percentage wise, the field will certainly be tougher, but we're gonna try to battle it out today. It's gonna be interesting and exciting. Let's hop in there. There's a lot of people at the Rio right now today. This whole entire parking lot's packed. Let's get in there. Starting off this $800 deep stack in level 8, blinds are 500, 1,000, 1,000 with about a 40,000 starting stack to start. We pick up pocket 10s in the big blind and face a cutoff open to 4,000. This is a pretty huge open raise sizing from this player. So when action folds to me, I've only got 36K in stack now after paying off the blinds, and I'm gonna go all in. I jam, he folds, and nice to start off the tournament with winning a hand. We're moving on, I guess. In the next spot, we pick up 9-8 of clubs in the small blind. There's a cutoff open to 3,000, and here, definitely a playable hand. I'm happy to see a flop. I call, and the big blind calls as well. We're off to a flop 3 ways of 4, 5, 7, 2 hearts, and a club. We pick up a pretty good looking flop for us, and multi-way, I decided to lead out here for 3,500. We have 2 overs to the board, we have a gut shot straight draw, a backdoor flush draw, just a lot going on, and now the big blind raises to 7,000. And then after this min raise, the cutoff makes the call. So I just come along and call as well. 3 betting here and raising again would be pretty ambitious with such a marginal holding. We're off to see a turn, hoping to see something. The turn comes the deuce of diamonds. It is a total brick, and I check. The big blind surprisingly checks now, and now into the cutoff, who decides to bet out 17,000. Pretty large, and I don't have much besides just a gut shot straight draw now, so I'm out of this one. I fold, and after 2 minutes of sitting down, we're already down 10,000 chips. All right, the tournament is a turbo, and we don't have much in front of us anymore. Level 9, blinds are 600, 1,200, 1,200, and we pick up ace jack of diamonds in the small blind. There's a hijack open to 2,500. The cutoff calls, the button calls, and I've got under 30,000 in stack. Not much to play for here, not much of a decision besides going all in. And one by one, everyone folds, which is nothing to complain about as we pick up almost 10,000 into our stack. And just like that, we're back at starting stack, chipping back up. Progressing to level 10, blinds have increased, and we pick up pocket queens in the low jack. We've got 20 big blinds with 32K. There's an unknown player who limps, and onto me, I'm going to put in a raise to 4,000. Here, we get the small blind and the limpy poo player to call. So going 3 ways to a flop of king 9 deuce 2 hearts. Action checks to me, and I'd consider betting if I had a heart in hand, but considering we're multi-way and I don't have a heart, I check this one back and see a turn. Turn brings us the king of hearts. Pretty nice looking card, as it is unlikely someone can hold the king now. And after the action check through on the flop, the small blind takes the initiative to bet out 7,000. The unknown player folds, and here we have an easy call with queens. We're off to see a river, which comes the deuce of diamonds. Pretty much a brick, even though it is a double paired board. And now she bets out 14,000. Can't do much here with queens. Folding seems like a mortal sin. It's an easy call once again on this river, even though if we do lose, our stack is crippled. But she shows us queen 10 offsuit for queen high, and really nice to scoop this one and chip up. So although it wasn't an ideal board, I'm happy to catch a bluff and get chips pushed our way. After that hand, things are progressing into level 11. We have 62,000 in our stack, give or take, and we pick up ace queen offsuit and +1. I raise it up to 4,500 here with this hand and get the button and big blind to call. 3 ways the flop comes jack 7-3 rainbow. Ace queen high here, I definitely can check sometimes, but considering the big blind check to me, it's a dry flop. I'm going to try to take a stab at this one and bet out 4,000. The button gets out of the way and folds, but the big blind decides on a call. And a little story about this big blind player, he's got a massive stack that covers the entire table combined. Anyways, the turn is the queen of hearts. What a Bink, now hoping to pile in chips in the middle with top pair and top kicker. He checks for a second time, and now I continue with a bet of 6,500. Pretty small bets, but things get funky as he check raises to 16.5k. What the hell is going on now? Really tough, and I have about 50,000 in my stack. There's a decision point now to either call this raise, maybe re-raise for a small sizing, or just rip it all in. Considering how small my stack is, folding this strong of a holding is simply out of the equation, and I don't really see this player check raising with many bluffs here, so it seems like he has some sort of value hand. I mainly lose to some sets or even queen jack, and I'm definitely ahead of all of his overplayed queen X holdings that might be a little sticky and call a jam. So I go for it. I rip it all in, and he snap folds sadly, but he sounds a little annoyed about it. In hindsight, maybe I can just make the call and he had some sort of draw and get him to blast the river. Oh well, can't really think about it too much as the levels are increasing every 30 minutes, and we gotta get ready for the next hand. Moving on, we pick up ace jack of spades under the gun. I raise it up to 4,000. The same player from last hand, in the small blind now at this point, makes the call. So going heads up, the flop comes ace 4-5, 2 clubs, and a diamond. He checks to me, ace high boards, gonna be good for me. I bet out 4,500, and he makes the call. The turn comes the 8 of diamonds now, so super connected board with 2 flush draws out there. He checks to me, and considering we're up against the biggest stack of the table, I check this one back for some pot control. The river is now the queen of hearts, so the flush draws break out, none of those real straight draws get there, and he checks for a third time. We have top pair, decent kicker, definitely time to go for some value. I bet out 15,000 here, and he immediately groans. Pretty great to hear that, considering I'm never getting raised and my hand is definitely good with ace jack. He thinks about it for a while, and I'm just hoping he just tosses in a chip for a call. He ends up doing so. I show my hand, he mucks, and let's go. We are finally building a stack in this building here at the Rio. There's been a lot of pain in these tournaments so far, and this time we have life. Still in the same level, we're picking up hands here, pocket jacks in the small blind. Same guy that we've battled with the last 2 hands, he opens it up to 5,000 in the cutoff. The button now decides on a call, and with this hand, it's super strong, and we're out of position. I 3-bet to 20,000. Action folds to the button player, and surprisingly, he calls. So he called the cutoff raise, then calls my 3-bets. Really strange to see that, but we're gonna have to figure this one out. The flop comes 7-6-6, 2 clubs. Pretty safe flop overround for pocket jacks, considering it's a 3-bet pot. Gonna assume he might have a lot of pocket pairs, so I bet out 17,000. He thinks about it for a while and ends up making the call, leaving himself about 45,000 behind. When the turn comes, the 5 of clubs. Not great, as the club draw does get there, and we have a decision to either check or jam. He only has 45,000 behind, so it's not too much, and I'm thinking that we can get pocket 8s, 9s, or 10s to call, especially those holdings with a club. Certainly, jamming can deny some equity as well against his overcards, and honestly, if we're beat, then so be it. I think it's our time to die. I rip it all in, covering his stack, and he thinks about it for a while, puts on his thinking cap, and ultimately, I think I'm hoping for a call now when he doesn't snap call me. He ends up making the fold though, sadly, saying he should have 3-bet preflop or just jammed preflop. That would have been in really interesting, dicey spots. But anyways, I'm assuming he had some high cards. Maybe he had a club, but I'm assuming he didn't, considering he folded. Still happy to get chips pushed our way, and this was a very productive 30-minute level. Our chip stack is up to 165,000. Moving on to level 12, blinds are 1,200, 2,400, 2,400. Picking up ace 7 of diamonds under the gun, and I raise it up to 5,000. And well, no respect at this table. I get 4 calls around, so this hand just might be fun. We're going 5 ways to a flop. The flop comes queen, 4-4, 2 diamonds. So we got the nut flush draw and the ace as an overcard. Action checks to this middle position player who I've seen be extremely splashy. He's happy to gamble and play a lot of hands, and he just jams. It's 45,000 total, and now action on to me. With roughly 30,000 in the middle here, there is a high chance that I think that this ace that I have could be live. Maybe he's jamming like small pocket pairs, some queen X holdings, or even worse, flush draws. I don't think I'm able to fold such a strong hand with such a strong draw, so I don't know. At the end of the day, I end up making the call. Let's gamble it up in this tournament here. Gotta have to run good to make the money and win. Action folds around, and he shows queen 10 offsuit. We're gonna need a red card or even an ace. We're off to a run out. Turn doesn't bring us help. In the river, 8 of diamonds. Bink, we chip up. Nice to scoop this one, hitting the flush draw here. Stack this player, and wow. Chip stack is growing. We're riding this high. All right, we finally made a dinner break. Shout out to Ryan, Al, Boston Billiard hat. Love to see that. Anyways, we are on dinner break. Finally have like over even a playable stack at dinner break here at the Rio. And it's gonna be fun. I have like 210K. Lines are going to be something where we have a lot of chips and we're comfortable, and it's gonna be a fun night. There's also a bracelet event going on later tonight online that I might try to multi-table, but gonna eat some Raising Cane's, good time, and gonna get back into the hands, so wish us luck, and we'll be back at the Rio, well, right now for you guys. Coming back from dinner break, we are on level 13. Blinds are 1,500, 3,000, 3,000, and pick up pocket sixes in the big blind. There's a button open to 8,000, small blind folds, and now I'm just gonna make the call here. Don't think I need to 3-bet this all the time. Let's see a flop. Flop comes queen 6-4, 2 clubs. We are just continually running hot here with middle sets. I check it over to him, and he bets out 8,000. Our hand is way too strong to just call, and considering that we both have pretty large stacks, I'm definitely trying to get as many chips in the middle as possible. I put in a check raise to 25,000 in this spot, and for 17,000 more, he decides on a call. So let's go. We're playing a spicy one. The turn comes the Jack of Clubs. Not really the best card in the deck. We still beat some Queen X holdings, maybe even Queen Jack now that we can get a lot of value from. I continue with a bet of 35,000, hoping to not see a raise as that would be really painful for us. Ultimately, he makes the call for 35,000 and all of a sudden we're playing a massive pot. The river comes the Deuce of Clubs. God damn it. This is horrible. And even worse, I didn't even check yet, and he bets 50,000 out of turn. Well, looks like he's committed to his hand. We're pretty handcuffed. I announce a check. His 50,000 bet stands, and I'm hating my life right now. Gotta fold this flopped set with runner clubs. Pretty tilted. Really not happy when things were looking like they were coming my way. We see this unfortunate run of cards on this hand. Really upset. I fold. Stack is now at 140,000. Still have plenty of room to navigate and play for in this tournament, but we could have had a monster stack. Trying to rebound, picking up pocket nines. We're in +1, and I open it up to 7,000. Folds to a big blind player who's the only big stack here at this table. He makes the call. The flop comes 10-7-5, 2 hearts. Pretty safe board all around with pocket nines, only 1 card over our pair. He checks to me and I bet out 5,000. He makes the call for 5K. The turn is the Queen of Hearts, so not really the best card as it is another card over our pair. The flush draw gets there. I'm gonna go check on this one. And when the river comes the Ace of Spades. Another not great card to see, but he shouldn't have that many ace high holdings here. He bleeds out for 15,000, which I think is really strange, considering that this board now should really favor me as the pre-flop aggressor. Having all the strong hands in my range right now, like 2 pair plus, is he really betting 10x for thin value? I think it's really ambitious to think he only holds a 10 here. Seems like he's repping some sort of flush or really strong holding, or a whole lot of nothing, And with pocket nines, I don't think it's the best bluff catcher that I could choose, but, you know, we just lost with our sets. I'm not in the mood to fold right now, but I'm also not in the mood to bluff catch with fourth pair. So on this board, I think it favors me a lot more. I decided to put in a raise as a bluff to 50,000. Doesn't take too long for him to make the call. So our dreams of getting this bluff through are dead. I just show. He shows pocket tens. What the hell is that? Pocket tens is, it's going to win this one. Flop top set. What a sick life for this player. Not only does he get runner clubs to beat me, he also just flops the nuts. And you know what? On full tilt right now. Gonna have to regroup and try to figure it out. All right, really not happy with how things are going, but on to level 14, I pick up king 10 off suits. In the hijack, and we're playing six-handed, I raise it up to 8,000. Immediately to my left, he rips it all in, and it's not a lot. It's about 30,000 total, 7 big blinds, and even worse, the small blind is also all in, and it's 4,000 total, so he's in for 1 big blind. Big blind folds to me, and oh my god, I don't even know what to do. It's only 5 big blinds more to call. There's a decent amount in the middle. My hand really sucks, but I don't know. I just make the call, not really happy about it. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I decided to call. We're up against ace 6 of clubs for the main pot. We're off to a run out. And nope, ace 6 wins. Now my stack is crippled to 48,000. Got 12 big blinds and a dream. Not happy with how this tournament was going. From a series of unfortunate events, the stack is now crippled. In the following hand, I just paid the blinds, so now stack is crippled to 9 big blinds. I'm in the cutoff with king deuce of diamonds, and action folds to me. I've got a king, and it's suited. Can't really ask for much more. I just rip it all in. Immediately, button calls. Wow. Okay, so, you know, definitely not going to just take down the blinds. Can't make it easy. We're up against ace 7 of spades, and gonna need to flop something decent, and 2 pair. King deuce is going to work out. King deuce holds on the flop, and I find a double up. So, okay, I guess all I have to do is complain and feel sorry for myself, and then suck up myself. So, welcome to the tournament life. After that double up, things looked pretty dire as blinds increased once again, level 15. I have 80,000 in my stack, so definitely need to pick up more chips. Pick up king queen off suits in +1 and raise it up to 10,000. Action folds of the small blind and big blind, who both call. So going in position to a flop of ace 9 8 2 hearts. They check to me on this flop, and it seems pretty hard to bluff against 2 players. But I would say it seems a little mandatory given it's an ace high board, so I go for it. Fire out 8,000 into the abyss, but luckily they both fold, and the abyss spits back the chips into my chip stack, so pretty nice pickup. It was much needed to win every single pot at this crucial stage of the tournament, where I'm pretty much playing for my tournament life every single hand. In this next clip, I pick up pocket 5s in early position versus an on the gun open. I jam about 16 big blinds and everyone folds. So once again, getting chips pushed my way, it's much needed. Hand after that, picking up 8s in the big blind. There's a +1 open at 10,000, a low jack jam for 46,000. And onto me, it is a pretty easy rejam with 20 big blinds, pocket 8s. I'm gonna be all in for about 100,000. +1 player covers both of us, and he folds, which is nice. Bad news is that the low jack player shows pocket jacks, so only got a 20% chance to win this hand, and we lose. Jacks are going to hold, really unfortunate, but I'm still alive, but barely, with only 9 big blinds. The very next hand we get dealt, we have ace king in the small blind, but the blinds have increased now. Level 16 where blinds are 3k, 6k, 6k. There's a low jack who opens. I have like 50,000 in my stack, so I'm all in. Good thing, low jack calls. So we've got action, and we're up against ace 5 off suit. Oh god, let's win this one as a massive favorite.
Chop out.
And luckily, ace king does hold. And we're back up to 100,000. It's an absolute roller coaster ride in 2 hands in a row. This tournament is just crazy.
All
We're currently on break right now. That was the most ridiculous, fucked up level and round ever. Up and down, super stressful. Anyways, we're on our like 15, 16 minute break, and I'm also registering in the bracelet event on my iPad. You probably can't see it. I have the brightness super low, but I don't know what to do. We're like not really close to the money, I don't think. This place really emptied out real quick for the break, and there's that. We'll see how much left to the money. We're not close. I'm sitting with like 130K, which is gonna be like 15 big blinds, and we're just gonna be all in, I guess. So wish us luck and try to run good. After break, things go a little card dead until level 18. Blinds are 5,000, 10,000, 10,000, and I only have 113,000 in stack. Picking up Jack 7 offsuit in the big blind, the ungun player to my left opens to 21,000. Action folds to me, and look, it's a min open, and I'm getting decent odds to call. This is a playable hand, so the plan is just to hopefully hit a pair and just go all in. That's about it when you're playing 10 bigs deep. We're off to a flop of 9-7 deuce rainbow. Well, there it is. I asked for a pair and got one. I check. He bets out 17,000, and it is time to get it in. Not feeling comfortable with second pair, but not much to do given the next blinds are coming up soon, and I jam for 77,000 total. This player goes deep into the tank now, and after thinking for a while, I'm actually praying for a call, because it seems like maybe he has just some ace high holding, maybe pocket sixes, who knows. He ends up calling, so there's a chance that we're ahead. I show my hand, and he shows pocket eights. That's just one of those very few hands that would think about it for a while, and we're behind. Not good, and the run out does not favor us, so busto. There we go. GG's with this tournament. It was a fun roller coaster ride, but like all good things, it must come to an end. Oh, god damn it. It's always really frustrating. We played for like 5 hours and we were 40-ish away from the money, which is like pretty far away considering our stack level and having like 10 big blinds. And this turbo just goes really fast, and absolute roller coaster of a tournament, and we're out. So that's all I gotta say. We're still playing this like bracelet event here. We'll see how that goes. I think we're gonna play the 5K. If anything interesting happens, I'll throw it in the next video. So thanks so much for watching. Couldn't get it done today, so we'll try again in the next one. See you guys next time. Peace.